you niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Happy New Year and a happy Lang Syne, everybody. It's your boy Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown. What the fuck did you just say?
Is it it's old Lang Syne, right?
What?
When you say you Happy New Year, like in all the faithful we forgot. And what's the song?
I don't know.
I haven't sung it in a long time. It's when it's New Year's and everyone's singing and shit.
Yeah, I never sang that shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm too busy doing other things. The ball just drops. I'm trying to drop my ball.
You always talk about fucking or pooping. It's never like just a, hey man, I had a regular Tuesday. I went to Whole Foods. Like it's just madness with you. But everybody, we're kicking off the new year. Happy New Year, Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the Peanuts thing. We're actually going to be doing more Peanuts movies in shorts, I think, because Justin just recently discovered that Apple TV has a plethora of new Peanuts stories to tell. Yeah. And so we're going to be digging into those. Mind you, they're not going to be as bold probably as some of these older cartoons because these older cartoons,
newer shit.
I think they're a little bit nicer to Charlie Brown because this one was released in 1986 on CBS. Yo, I texted you. I didn't know. You say you hadn't seen it yet, but I was like, yo, did you watch Happy New Year, Charlie Brown? You're like, no. And I was just waiting for your reaction when Charlie Brown goes to drop off the invitation to the pretty redhead girl. And mind you, on the way there, he's like, man, I really hope my hand doesn't get stuck in the mailbox. And it gets stuck in the mailbox. He bursts through into her house and he's like, hey, are you here? I want to invite you to a party. You wanna come?
My hand got stuck in his mailbox. Oh, God.
Bro, when we watched this, when Tati and I watched this, she's like, why is he so sad? Why is Charlie Brown the saddest kid on the planet?
So, a little context for me watching this film. I watched this with Jackson and Axel.
Oh, okay.
Jackson found this to be the funniest thing he'd ever seen in his life. He was cackling.
Really?
Cackling all the way through this. Axel was just like, okay, I'm just gonna play with shit. But Jackson thoroughly enjoyed this. Know what that means? I don't know what that means about my son.
Yeah, it means he's got a good sense of humor. I mean, this movie was this short's kind of crazy.
Oh, I mean, this is bonkers.
I mean, Charlie Brown, I don't understand. How come no one else is reading War and Peace?
Yeah, it's just him.
Did Linus already read it? Like, I mean, Linus, I was like, why does he know so much?
Well, it's also the fact is like Linus is a bitch, bro. he straight was like, oh, so this, the writer's wife copied it 7 times while he was writing it, and you can't even just read it once. Yo, Linus, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Fuck you. Fuck your blanket. Like you straight up bitch.
He's like, yo, it's about to be Christmas vacation. We got to sign War and Peace, and we have to write a report on it.
Yeah, who's your teacher?
Oh, yeah. Also, mind you, Charlie Brown clearly has a reading disability because he's constantly only on page 5 of this book.
Well, I mean, Brandon, this is also War and Peace, and it's not like this is. It's. Have you read War and Peace?
No, because I've seen how big it is.
But
I only read books that thick if it's something I'm really excited about. Like that's the thing is like, when I was younger,
you only go thick if you're really into it.
Exactly. But I think for me, like that's where like sometimes Tati and I butt heads, and like I get it. Like I can't always do what I want to do, but when I was young and people like, especially teachers, used to force shit on me. Like it was a subject I just didn't connect with, and they would still be a dick about it. I'm like, well, you're making me like this even less, right? Like when reading and writing were the only things I really enjoyed. But when I got forced to read something I really didn't want to fucking read, I made a stink about it. Like I was that asshole. Because then what I would do is I would learn everything I can about it and be a dick to the teacher.
Okay.
Because I'm like, you force this on me. I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here, but we're here now.
But no, but it's not the teacher that forces it. It's curriculum.
I mean, I think in Michigan there's a lot of leeway.
Yeah, because like there
In
is
Ann Arbor, they had a lot of flexibility in what they could teach.
because like there were different like subject matter that like it was like, oh, you read this and this and that. It's most of the chat. Brent was a teenage white girl.
I will not read this, sir.
Mr. Anderson, why? Why am I reading this book right now? I could be reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but you're making me read this. Do you know who my father is? Neither do I.
Damn, bro. That's a hell of a way to start the new year. Jesus Christ. Folks, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Jesus Christ.
Okay. Brandon, I apologize. That was a bit of a low blow.
He's still laughing, everybody. He's still cackling hard.
I can't. Brandon, I apologize. I'm gonna turn a new leaf in 2024. I apologize, Brandon. I probably shouldn't have said that. That wasn't nice.
It wasn't nice.
It wasn't in good taste.
That's all right. That's most of your jokes anyway. This special was interesting because it felt like a setup. Like Peppermint Patty was clearly trying to fuck Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm. She was at least gonna give him a handy over the fucking jeans. Over his corduroys. She's gonna rub him off.
Oh God. What's funny is because I remember like the first party where I was like, when I went with my friend Billy, I was like, what's gonna happen tonight? He's like, I don't know. And then we both got hand jobs. I remember being like, well, I didn't expect that to happen.
I like these party things.
But yeah, whenever Peppermint Patty calls you, you know it's gonna be some bullshit.
Yep.
She's like, hiya, Chuck. And then Tati was like, I thought Peppermint Patty was a lesbian with Marcy. I'm like,
Yep.
no. I was like, I think Peppermint Patty eventually discovers that she might be a lesbian, but Marcy's all about the dick. Because I don't know if you peeped, she was holding hands with Schroeder.
Marcy's old, and she kisses Charlie Brown at the end.
She gets Charlie Brown at the end. She in that French movie, she was hooking up with the one dude at the chateau.
Yeah.
Marcy been out here slinging, about that dick. Why are balloons surrounding?
I just had a stroke.
He's like, we all float down here, Georgie. Like, what the fuck just happened? Folks, you gotta watch the video to see what just happened to me. What the fuck was that?
Brandon, at some point you have to just send me the video of me just to look at my face like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, what did you do to make balloons come up? Okay, sorry. But Marcy is a low-key turbo slut, bro.
She's just a free young woman, She's just enjoying it.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, Peppermint Patty's like, oh yeah, at the party, you get the boys get to ask the girls, and you get girl of your choice, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh boy. And then
like, yeah, you get invite the girl, whatever girl you want. It's like, but Peppermint Patty, it's at your house. You're inviting me right now. The deed is already done.
Yo, the tantrum she threw when she found out that he invited the little redhead girl was hilarious. That would have scared the fuck out of me. I'd be like, I don't need to go to this house. She's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
She's gonna take me down to her basement and show me her toys, which are just gonna be her dad's tools, and beat the shit out of me.
Misery, straight misery.
Mm-hmm. And then Sally trying to get Linus to invite her to the party, and he said 2 burns, which I was like, God damn, Lass, he is an asshole. Because what he was like, I wouldn't invite you to a chicken race. I don't even know what that means, but
Yeah.
that sounds fucked up. And then he said, I wouldn't invite you to a garage sale. And I was like, God damn, nigga.
Bro, Linus, if Linus is out here today, he definitely is red pill. He's one of these red pill guys because how hard he went at it. Like, I'm not your sweet babu. I'm like, bro, like, you don't have to go that hard on her, man. Like, chill out.
But again, why didn't no one else have this big ass book? Charlie Brown walking around all over town reading this thing. He going to dance classes with the book. He going to the party with the book. He's doing a slow, quick dance and shit. Sweating like a dog for some reason.
Well, I mean, they should be sweating the way that they were dancing. Mojo in the chat said Linus gives Gordon Ramsay vibes. Very, yeah. Linus, if him and Susie actually did get married,
Lucy? Who's Susie?
no, Sally. Sorry,
Sally. Yeah. Okay.
Sally. We were both wrong.
Yeah, Lucy's his sister. That would be weird.
Yeah.
Even though I forgot that they had a little brother named Rerun. We'll talk about that in a sec because that nigga's blowing square
we
balloons.
talk about that too. He's definitely abusive. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh yeah, he whipping the fuck out of niggas
abusive.
with that blanket in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, he did do that. He did do that.
Or for sure, he's into some kinky shit. He's definitely spanking his partner with that blanket.
No, or he's at least into some autoerotic asphyxiation, and choking himself like he's David Carradine in Thailand.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh, boy.
What? Are we gonna act like that's not how that man died?
Oh Lord.
Kung Fu, the legend did not continue after Thailand.
All right, so let's talk about Rerun, these square ass balloons. That was weird.
Wait, when in creation is there a white child named Rerun?
Yeah, so I forgot about that. He pops up sporadically.
I never knew that there was a rerun.
Yeah, I forgot. There was a third one, but he doesn't talk. It's not like there's anything there. So it's just really random that they just had this little brother just blowing square balloons, which for me, I'm like, that's a moneymaker because you never see that. So I don't know why you upset. You're gonna be making that's weird, bro. You're gonna be on the news at least.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Mojo in the chat said every Charlie Brown episode goes off the rails. Absolutely. And folks, remember, you sign up at Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn. You get to join us live. We will record these episodes. Can we talk about Snoopy and Woodstock wearing tuxedos and top hats to the New Year's Eve party? What the fuck was that about? And they're popping up in Charlie Brown's window and shit. This nigga's trying to sleep.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I had to read more about Rerun. They call him Rerun because it's basically Lucy calls him a rerun because basically it's just Linus all over again.
Okay.
Okay, and then Linus.
I mean, he does look like Linus.
Yeah. So basically, Linus just from that point keeps calling him Rerun.
Got it.
Okay. It makes a little bit more sense. I did not know that was actually a character.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. He has an important role in the 2006 special. He's a bully, Charlie Brown. Oh, boy. We got
there's that one. And there's one about like, you're not going to win, Charlie Brown, or like, you're not going to get the vote, Charlie Brown. I think he's running for class president. Like, we got to start getting deep into these Peanuts episodes. Because there's a lot there for us to dip our black toes into. And there's even a Franklin. There's even a Franklin episode. Because Franklin pops up on here like randomly, no lines, of course, just nigga jigging. They had that musical chairs game.
I gotta say, Charlie Brown was boogieing though.
Oh yeah, he was on his tinkle toes and shit. But the thing is, Peppermint Patty's the one singing the song, so yeah, she gonna win because she knows when she's gonna stop singing.
That's true.
I was like, that's so fucking crazy. No one's gonna object to this.
That's true.
She's like, you're in my house and we play musical chairs. Everybody does it when the music stops. I was like, but I mean, to be fair, once you get her cadence, you understand when she's going to stop. So,
True.
but it's also Charlie Brown. He's a fucking blockhead, so he doesn't. He doesn't know what's.
He was clearly blown up by fucking rerun.
Well, no, he also remember he had a concussion from earlier in the episode when Lucy knocks him on Linus with the
with a snowball, which
yeah
she threw as a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Lucy's not the one to fuck with.
Oh no. I mean, she's running a scam where she's she's getting 5 cents from motherfuckers for therapy.
She barely listens.
Clearly not licensed.
Yeah, she's not licensed. She's not listening. She don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy's just out here like, ooh, that nickel. And she got a little change jar and shit.
Oh, baby, a nickel, another nickel. Oh, baby, I got a nickel. Wait, is that $1? No, that's a nickel, and I love me some nickels. There's something about a nickel that really makes me wet. When I hear nickels jingling around in the can, it makes me moist. Nothing like a moist nickel. Oh, boy, I love me a nickel. That's what she does.
I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Also, who was serving the root beer that looked like poison?
Well, I mean, Snoopy smelled Lucy's root beer.
It looked like poison. I was like, oh, these niggas are all about to die.
I mean, Brandon, this is an animated film. Root beer is not
well, there's all these parties in these fucking Peanuts specials. No adult supervision.
That's the thing I was about to say. Where are the adults? This is New Year's, and you got a bunch of kids in your house, and I don't know, man. I just don't know.
When I was a kid, I was going over to no one's house for New Year's.
Exactly.
Like when I was this age, like I was very rarely spending holidays with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Every holiday these niggas are together.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween.
Isn't Peanuts supposed to be based in Michigan?
No, it's like no, we talked about this in the previous episode, I think. It's in the Midwest, I think, though.
Yeah, these are your people, man.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of Peanuts-esque characters where I'm from, absolutely.
Wait,
but like
nigga named Rerun.
But mind you, I mean, the music that they had at this party, like they had like a New Orleans style band at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, who has a budget for this? Lluvia said it said in Minneapolis.
Okay. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah.
But it's just like, I was like, what's going on? And also, like you said, where are the parents? You got teachers over here assigning War and Peace for niggas.
Asshole move.
What, Charlie Brown's 8 years old?
Mm-hmm.
You got these kids going to this house unsupervised. The little redhead girl leaves early. She had the right idea. But Charlie Brown's face, when he realized that she left, that's on par with like the briefcase and the mailbox. It's like the same level of the misery.
So this is
this
the
nigga
thing.
Can't win.
This is my thing. Linus is the worst kind of fucking friend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he straight up cock blocked him, bro.
He's an agent of chaos.
No. He's a piece of garbage. It's not chaos. He's just garbage. Because your friend is this girl that he's like swooning over. She shows up to the party. He invited her. Your best friend invited this girl. You're like, oh yeah, Charlie Brown's around here somewhere.
After getting stuck in a mailbox.
Yeah. So you don't even actually look for Charlie Brown. Like, yo, little redhead girl, she's here, bro. Here's your opportunity. He goes and spends the night dancing with her.
Oh yeah. I get what you're doing. I get what you're talking about. Because you have a big thing with that. But Linus is definitely the friend when they're older who fucks like every chick that Charlie Brown has a crush on. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you.
He's like, man, I did it for you. I want to test it out and let you know that it was good.
Linus would have gotten hands, bro. Linus deserved hands, even though I don't think that Charlie Brown could actually serve up those hands, because Linus got the blanket. He got the
blanket, yeah. He just slapped the shit out of him.
And he's got anger on his side. You see the way he talks to his sister.
So actually, this whole time we've been talking about how broken Charlie Brown is. It's that, but Linus is actually the real problem.
Yeah, Linus is
Between-
Linus is his bully. That moonlights as his best friend.
Well, I mean, yes, he is a bully to Charlie Brown when you actually break down their friendship. But also remember, Linus is also the most unhinged
Yes.
because Lucy has that creepy crush with Schroeder, right? But Linus, between the Great Pumpkin shit and just like his random encyclopedia knowledge, which shows that he's possibly a savant of some sort, and then on top of that, like he's maniacal. Like Linus is gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah.
Linus ends up being like Elon Musk or some shit.
No, Linus is fucking tough.
No, Linus has more of a personality than that. But he's a problem, though. You're right. Like this special definitely showed that he's not a good friend.
No, he is the trash friend who, like, once you get to high school, y'all don't fuck with each other anymore.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Now, you've asked this before in a previous Peanuts thing, which is because I always had the impression that Lucy and Charlie Brown were the same age, and that he was slightly older than Linus. But Linus and Charlie Brown are the same class. But Lucy, Peppermint Patty, and them aren't in this class together. So I'm like, why is Charlie Brown and Linus getting assigned War and Peace and no one else is? Like, I was just very confused by that. Like, why is this kid the only one that's struggling to read this book? Or are they positing he's such a slow reader that that's why he has to do this?
Okay, so or Brandon, Charlie Brown and Lucy are the same age. Charlie Brown got left back. And that's why Lucy is so mean to him, because Charlie Brown is best friends with her little brother. They're in the same class, but she knows that Charlie Brown is as he said, a blockhead. But a blockhead, and the fact is information won't go in his head, so he can't be passed on to the fourth grade or whatever.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I know, Brandon. I don't make the rules, man. I just interpret them. But I'm just interpreting what they're giving us. I think Charlie Brown's been left back because they very much, because Lucy doesn't come off as an older sibling to him.
No. Oh, wait, you mean Linus?
I mean, like, no, to Charlie Brown. I mean, as like someone older than him.
Yeah. It's not like an Angelica and Tommy Pickles, Chucky
Yeah,
thing. Like,
they come off like they're kind of equals, but his demeanor and just who he is socially, he's down, and something just tells me he got left back.
I mean, that's fine. It happens.
No, yeah. But he
it-
got left back. He got left back for,
It just makes it sadder. It just makes it so much sadder because you got Linus over here who's like younger than him now, being like, "Nigga, you stupid. You can't read this book. You don't know what the writer went through and what his wife went through and shit. Oh, you know what? By the way, that girl you have a crush on, I'm gonna fuck her. I'm gonna fuck her so hard.
I'm gonna put my blanket around her neck as I hit her from the back." Charlie Brown. I'm a dog collar that girl.
Happy New Year, niggas. We're just kicking the door open on 2024. Huh?
I'm gonna show the little redheaded girl my great pumpkin. You just wait.
Yo, that's the crazy thing is Linus might be that dude who legit like gets women to go out with him to the Great Pumpkin Patch and shit.
Oh yeah. And
He's
that
like-
big old pumpkin, he's splatting a little something on in that field, if you know what I mean. He's dropping them seeds for next season.
It's so interesting because we always talk about how broken Charlie Brown is, and now we're like, wait, no, is Linus actually the big villain of all this shit?
Yes.
I mean, Peppermint Patty's still fucking crazy too. She's still a problem as well.
Oh yeah, but she's just horny, man. She's just horny. She just needs to get them the little peppermint rocks.
Until fucking Charlie Brown starts hooking up with Marcy, and then she kills both of them.
Oh no, see, Peppermint Patty is basically Charlie Brown's bully. She's the bully in school.
Wait, how many bullies does he have?
Hold on. She's a school bully, but she's like the girl bully who can beat up everybody. Right?
Oh yeah.
And she forces Charlie Brown to to basically, be her little her little boo thing, because she's like, what are you gonna do? Tell me no? What are you gonna do? Tell me no? Charlie Brown's first sexual conquest is going to be Peppermint Patty, whether he likes it or not.
Boy. I mean, he might willingly go there after he finds out that Linus plot out the little red haired girl.
No, I mean, if he really wants to get Linus, he has to go after Lucy. But he's not. He's not intellectual enough to give Lucy the thing that she needs.
That's true. That's true. Because yeah, Lucy's all about Schroeder,
And because
Schroeder
Schroeder's a musician, Schroeder listens to fucking classical music. He's listening to Beethoven and
he's
shit.
a Rolling Stone. He's just gonna be enjoying the road life.
No, but Schroeder's is higher mind. Lucy considers herself higher mind. Yeah, she's not, but she considers herself that. Charlie Brown's not gonna be able to give her what she needs. He's gonna have to go with what's given to him, and that's Peppermint Patty. Peppermint Patty don't wear fucking shoes. She wears sandals every day, bro. Peppermint Patty has dirty feet 24/7.
Yeah.
That's Charlie Brown's best option right now, and that's gonna be his best option all the way through life.
Mind you, that's gonna be after she's already hooked up with Pigpen, because they have a lot in common. So
yeah, they dirty. They just dirty. They just dirty. The only difference between Peppermint Patty and fucking Pen is the fact that she wears sandals and he don't, and she take a bath every now and again. Brandon, like, listen, I'm breaking it down. Charlie Brown's first piece of action is gonna be eating Peppermint Patty's coochie as Marcy watches.
what just happened? What are we talking about? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh Jesus!
Oh God, yo. Oh
and then
God.
at the end, we find out that their new assignment is crime and punishment, and I'm like, who is this teacher?
Yeah, I know.
No one wants to read this shit. In 1986, people had shit to do. It was the 80s. Especially in the suburbs and shit. You had to keep your kids from being abducted.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Is it in the Midwest?
You can't have them carrying big ass books that could weigh them down, make it easier for them to get snatched.
That kid's gotta run unless you're gonna put that book in a lake and just use it as a fucking boat. You can row to safety.
I try to run, but this book bogged me down. It's fucking crazy, dude. I was really disappointed though that like we didn't get any Franklin action. He just popped up at the party. I'm like, when? Did they like get halfway through animating like, oh yeah, we forgot to put the nigga in?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, there's a nigga boy. Oh, put the nigga boy at the party. He'll show up for the festivities.
They didn't even talk about what kind of food and drink they had available.
They had root beer. They had
The poison with the moonshine jug. That looked crazy.
yeah. That
Also, there were 3 Woodstock birds, right?
yeah, because there 2 of them were dancing together at the dance.
Okay.
School.
So Snoopy just having an orgy with these birds?
Well, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing for that. All I know is Peppermint Patty is gonna make fucking Charlie Brown, hit her with the shocker.
Oh boy, folks, there's only so much we could do.
You be in the chat. Whoa.
I don't even know what that means. Modro and Chet said they had white women there. Of course, Franklin was coming. Oh boy.
Yeah, bro, he didn't have many options.
That's true. Yeah, when you grow up in an area like that, you don't have any options.
Yeah. Because if he's in many, well, and no,
they've never had a black
Minnesota.
female Peanuts character in these specials.
No, because they're in Minnesota. They're not in Minneapolis. Okay, that's the main thing. They're in the suburbs. You're not finding you ain't find no little black girls out there. You got white on white on white, and then you got snow on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in Michigan, there was a decent amount of black girls, but they just were not fucking with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wore khakis and I read a lot of Goosebumps and shit, I guess.
Yeah, well, you weren't
Eh, what?
you weren't the flavor for them. It's okay.
I wasn't. Unfortunately, the only blackest thing that was about me at the time was that I didn't have a father around. Right, Justin?
Hey man, you said it, not me. I would never say anything like that and besmirch your good name.
You're the worst. You you like fucking Lucy.
No, Linus. Oh God.
Well, everybody, we
Luckily,
learned
I
today.
live by code, Brandon. I don't do the
You
things.
don't live by no code.
Yes, I
Besides,
do.
all right. Well, Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby.
I will refuse.
Who am I, Peppermint Patty? Charlie Brown.
No, you gotta say Chuck. She never says Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
I
you're
feel like
right.
she says Charlie Brown. That means he's in trouble.
No. She calls him Charlie Brown when he's ready to do work. Get over here, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown jaw. Anyhow, guys, you know how we do it. We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any popcorn, we throw it into the dog shit pile. We pile piles and piles of dog shit on top of it. So, Brandon, we watched the 1986 Charlie Brown's television special. Happy New Year, Charlie Brown. Another Charles Schultz and Bill Melendez banger. What say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets a small. It's fine. It's not very memorable. Besides Charlie Brown, like having a terrible pitch to the little redhead girl in her doorway. I was surprised he didn't get beat up by somebody, whether it's her parents or a family dog. Um, but yeah, it's quick. It's 22 minutes. It goes by fast, but you're just kind of like, it doesn't have the lasting impression of some of the other Charlie Brown specials that we've seen, or obviously the feature films, stuff with the longer stories. But nonetheless, that Charlie Brown doorway scene is pretty fucking hilarious. I was not expecting that, and it was so sad. I was like, "Oh, is this a real scene?" He's like, "Hey, would you come?" Like, no one's answering him. By the way, he's just like, "What do you think? Are you gonna come? You gonna come?"
Sad, man. He's sad.
And then Lag's just standing there.
Not even helping him out.
He's just standing there watching his friend struggle. He really is a terrible friend. My God. New discovery every time we watch one of these.
Yep.
Justin, what's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a medium, man. I'm gonna give it medium, and a lot of it is because I can't believe how much Jackson enjoyed this.
Oh, okay.
What
do you think you liked about it?
I don't know. Actually, I think he was laughing pretty hard at Charlie Brown's pain. And like, I'm like, I don't know how at a young age he understands that this boy is the worst, but like he seemed to really enjoy Charlie Brown, like just being, put through the ringer. And he also found Snoopy to be really funny.
Okay. That makes sense.
So like, somehow he gets this, and that was just like, oh, that's weird. But yeah, I mean, it was okay, but I think, for me, what makes this worthwhile is the discoveries that we always get in reviewing these fucking terrible fucking specials, and it's that Charles Schultz really had some shit going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. He had a lot going on his crazy ass brain. But folks, that's our opening. This is our last episode of the year. We hope y'all have been enjoying the ride. Please tell your friends about the show. I know we get crazy sometimes, but we are just trying to make y'all laugh and like let y'all know whether or not a movie, or in this case, like a TV special or something like that's worth your time. Thank you so much for all your support this year. We really appreciate it. And if money's tight, leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast application. We will read it on the show, all that good stuff. But this is a long year. It's a real long year, and we capped it off with me quitting the show because Justin makes fun of me not having a father.
I did not.
I'm all sad now.
Oh God.
It's all right. 2024 will be brighter and better. No,
Will it? I hope so.
No, it won't.
I hope so.
But at least we'll be here to entertain y'all and make y'all laugh. All right.
Indeed. That's all we got.
Talk to y'all soon.
Peace.
Peace. What's up, little business and sun-dried tomatoes? This is your boy Eddie Collins.
Guys, and this is Justin Brown.
And we know we just said the Happy New Year Charlie Brown episode was the final episode of the year, but we lied.
Lies!
That's right.
Lies!
We're doing the AMA and just a end of year recap for you folks. So please, if you like what we're doing, if you like the content, take yourselves over to patreon.com/medium popcorn. We need this money. Egypt is getting expensive because of inflation. Babies are expensive. Everything's expensive. Okay.
Let me tell you guys something. Even if you don't like the show, you can hate subscribe.
Yes,
we're okay with
please.
that.
I would love for someone to subscribe, even under the $2 tier, and you can just call us names all you want in the threads.
We'll read it. We'll read it on the show.
Well, I'm not gonna keep doing that. I need to feel good about myself in some capacity. But yeah,
I'm dead inside, Brandon. No, it doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ. And folks, we laugh, but Justin and I text outside of this show. You have no idea how real that is right now. So please, patreon.com/medium popcorn. Help us. Help us help you. But we did get quite a few fan questions, Justin, for our AMA. But before we get to that, this show is powered by Curtis Boyd's Juice Gummies. JuiceGummies.com. They got Punchberry Blue and Cherry Lemonade, my personal favorite. And that's what I'm on right now. Now, they got high dosages. These are like 30 milligrams, yo.
A piece?
Okay. Yeah. Because our boy Curtis was trying to get us to have one a piece.
Well, actually, on the back of it, Brandon, it actually says 20 milligrams of THC CBD each.
Apologies, everybody. 20 milligrams.
It's on the package. It's on the package. You know, Curtis, next time you give us some shit, send us some copy because Brandon's obviously off his John Rocker.
Well, even when we had the copy, remember we did those Manscaped ads?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, but then I felt bad. I was like, man, it's just like rambling madness about our pubes. And then I listened to other podcasts. I'm like, these niggas talking about cutting their dicks and shit.
Well, yeah, technically. I mean, that's why you want to get those products so you don't cut your dick.
Exactly.
Because there ain't nothing worse is when you get a cut on your sack down there. You know, that shit don't, come
that happened to me one
really
time.
nicely.
That happened to me one time, and that's when I learned to stop using the triple razor down there.
Wait, you using a razor?
Well, not like a sharp razor, but
a Gillette?
Yeah, like a Gillette.
Why?
Well, because at the time I didn't know any better.
Wait. So basically, you were just stretching.
I don't like the way you looked at me because now I'm immediately like, oh no, am I not supposed to use that?
So you're just stretching out your skin and trying to fucking. Oh, wow, boy.
Oh, yeah, boy. I was turtlenecking it.
But anyhow, guys, check out Curtis's edible brand. Very good stuff.
Once again, juicegummies.com, and that link will be in the show notes. So be sure to go there because the show notes has the link for Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn, as well as Justin and I's social medias and the show's links as well. The YouTube, the TikTok, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So if you want to holla at us, if you want to holla, don't be hollering. We married. But if you want to holla at us, yell at us for something that we did said, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. If you're an ex-girlfriend and you just want to, and you're like, this is my opportunity to say something to this nigga. Hey, go ahead, take the shot. Take your shot, baby.
Why do you keep slamming the table?
I'm slamming the table?
Yeah, I just keep hearing thud in between every other word.
Because I'm passionate, Brandon.
Are you okay?
I'm passionate.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not, nigga. I'm passionate.
Folks, again, I know we're supposed to get the questions, but again, patreon.com/medium popcorn. Help the show. And if you used to subscribe, trust me, it's better. It's better. There's more engagement, and you got hundreds of hours of new episodes to listen to. Even if you unsubscribe, I would say 3 months ago, there's mad content.
Yeah, there's always stuff. We got things.
Lots of
things.
And speaking of Patreon, Sid from Patreon asked us, with the update that Majors is out at the MCU, what should they do with the Kang character, or should they just go to a new villain? And this is off the news that Jonathan Majors was found guilty on two misdemeanors.
Two of the four counts.
But not the most severe, though, right?
No.
Yeah, but he's still, Marvel, this has already been a meme, but Marvel had that, that termination letter in the drafts. They had it ready to go.
Because it came out literally an hour after. It's like, oh yeah, they found him guilty. It's like, yeah, well, put the letter out.
Yeah. And so, to that point of that question, I don't know, man. I think I haven't seen Loki season 2.
Mhm.
So I've heard mixed things that they could give the King story an out,
Yeah, they could.
right?
They really did
Which
a
could
good job.
negate the whole like Council of Kings. Because I think that's the biggest thing that fucked them. I think if they hadn't had that tag at the end of Ant-Man
Mm.
with the Council of Kings, I think this would be way easier to like just be like, oh yeah, we either recasted him or King's no longer a threat.
See, but this is the thing with recasting. I think what Marvel is afraid of is if you recast King, you're gonna have there's the association of whoever takes on that role. They're taking on the role of the character that was recast because this guy couldn't hold his personal shit and he assaulted a woman, to some degree. So I think it's just the fact is everyone knows why.
Mhm.
I think that Marvel will likely step away from it.
From King, right?
Yeah, from Kang.
I think so
somebody
too.
else.
I think from what I've heard is that they're pivoting straight to just making the Avengers a 2-part Secret Wars movie.
Yeah.
Which for me, I'm like, I don't know. Based on what I understand about Secret Wars, I remember the comic series a little bit, that storyline,
Mm.
but that would require them, I feel like, unless they're really taking from very beginning, like Wesley Snipes blade shit,
Mm.
that would require even twice as much buildup than like the Infinity Saga. Because that's so many characters. There's so many different iterations of the characters coming together, right? I don't know, man. I think if they get to a point where you literally have had to see every Marvel related comic book movie ever, that's nuts.
So, I mean, listen, every single podcast, which is movie related, especially Marvel, covers Marvel, has been putting some things out.
Yeah.
Screen Crush, everything always, all the
Everyone
time.
wants Doctor Doom, but like you
Yeah.
don't want to blow your load that like Doctor Doom is a fucking
Yeah,
that could be one of the best comic book villains ever put on screen if they do it right. Finally,
so. And I think it would be rushed to put Doctor Doom out
yes,
there
absolutely.
right now. But I did hear somebody. I think it was Everything Always that spoke about this, where they may think about just ending Avengers altogether, and then just moving on to mutants. The MCU moving on to the mutants for the time being, and then kind of pivoting for a while, and then maybe bringing them back. Basically, the universe, the MCU, the I guess this universe ends, and
Yeah, but that's so frustrating though. Right when it's getting more diverse and inclusive, they're gonna end the shit just to reboot and do mutants.
yeah.
That's shitty, man.
But then again, at the
That's
same,
the reason why I haven't fucked with the new Ghostbusters. I've heard good things about the latest one,
Mm.
but I'm like, fuck that movie, man. Like the way that they treated that female cast,
Yeah.
they essentially threw them all under the bus,
Yeah, they did
and especially Kirsten Wiig. I feel like that kind of fucked up her career.
a little bit.
You know what I
You
mean?
haven't
Like,
seen her in that
yeah, and I'm like, what happened? Like Leslie Jones talks about, she's like, fuck, like just fuck us, okay?
Yeah.
Like that sucks. And so for me, I'm like, as long as if it's good storytelling,
But
I'll buy a ticket.
This is the thing, though. I think is because of the fact is that things haven't necessarily been going well for the MCU
Yeah.
as of recent. They're just like maybe we just get out of this, and then we just go to the X-Men, because the X-Men, Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
that's the shit that everybody wants to see, right?
It is. It is. And
So-
I admit, I'd rather see an X-Men movie than a fucking like Eternals 2.
Nobody
You know what I
wants to see
mean? Like there's a lot of things I rather see with, especially with X-Men, than it would be to, Captain America with Brave New World and stuff like that.
it. Yeah.
And it sucks to say that, but like it's true because now they have the tools. I just want more good Spider-Man movies
Mhm.
without interference with the Sony universe, whatever the fuck they're doing. And I want to see a new Wolverine.
Yep.
I want to see what they do with that. I want to see a new Blade, but that doesn't have to build up to some big ass Avengers like thing. I think that's where they fucked up.
Mm.
I think they either should have completely pivoted and done something different, or you got to pause that shit for a few years. Because I still think about the opening night of seeing Avengers.
Yeah.
Endgame. That's one of the best movies experiences of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going to top that.
No.
So
Never.
Spider-Man came close. because enough of those moments where you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, they did it.
Yeah.
But in regards to like comic books, it's Black Panther, Endgame, and Spider-Man. That's a tough
No Way
trio.
Home.
Yeah, No Way
Yeah,
Home.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the MCU is completely fucked. Especially given like the comic book movie genre. I think that Aquaman 2 comes out this weekend. I could probably talk about it. I saw a test screening of that back in like, I think we saw it in June, right before we left LA. And it was god awful. It's so bad. They were doing so many test screenings. People, once they heard of it, Aquaman 2, they left. Like at least 10 people left. And then like the graphics weren't finished, but it already looked terrible. The story was god awful. It was so boring.
Oh boy.
And it was just like, that's what y'all following up with your most successful comic book movie? Cool.
I mean, that seems like what they just do over there at
Yeah.
DC. And that's the thing. Everybody's just like, James Gunn, he's gonna save the DC. And like, I don't know, bro. He's already done more damage than he's done good. And it was just like, oh, I have faith in him. For why?
Well, I don't know
'Cause
if that was fully his decision to make the whole announcement about the slate. That could have been a David Zaslav thing, similar to Bob Chapek with the Marvel shit.
So, but this is the thing. But that's why I say, why do you think that he's gonna be the savior of it? Because when it really comes down to it, the studio has been fucking up all of these movies prior to this.
Yeah.
So he's not above the studio. The studio's going to do what they're going to do.
Mhm.
So, and if they keep on putting their hands in everything and fucking
Yeah.
up the pot, what makes us think that he's going to be able to hold them back?
He'll have carte blanche for Superman, but if that does not do well, either critically or commercially, like he has a tall order to meet.
Yep.
If that doesn't work, he's fucked.
Yeah, they're coming for him.
Yeah.
And they're going to be all up in his business.
But to our producer Yuvia's question in the chat, what is the answer to the question? Which I guess should be they should go with a new villain. That's kind of what we're saying.
I guess they should go with a new villain. I mean, a part of me is just like maybe they just recast Kang and play it out. I mean, because we've talked about it in the podcast before. Damson Idris, I'd love to see him take on that role. It's funny.
Some people tweeted John Boyega and he immediately was like, nope.
Yeah,
He said a GIF like, no.
and then there's another group of people who are saying, what if we get like an older grizzled Kang who's actually played by Denzel Washington? Like that could be interesting, but it's like are they going to be able to get Denzel Washington to do that?
No, you would have to have a director that he unequivocally trusts, and that script would have to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And considering that they write a lot of shit on the fly,
those scripts,
yeah,
because they're gonna have to sign Denzel to like what, a 3-picture deal,
at least,
and those are running pretty concurrent.
Yeah, it would be like a Josh Brolin deal, whatever he did, but just obviously a higher rate.
Yeah,
because it's Denzel, but yeah, and he would have to wear a bunch of different outfits. Yeah, Denzel's not gonna do it.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do it.
I also think that I don't think the character's worth it at this point. I don't think audiences are really giving a fuck. The threat that he's supposed to be that got diluted greatly with Ant-Man 3.
See, but that's the thing.
I'm like, why even bother?
That's the thing. Because that character is so diluted, you bring in somebody else. To do it, and then they could go fucking balls to the wall with it, and like it's like try to it's a course correct.
Yeah.
And like and if they're gonna do that and they go with an older version of him, an older version of Kang who's just completely just like nah, fuck everything, that could work, but it's
that was
just like
supposed to be the guy from Quantumania though.
Well,
he was supposed to be so bad they banished him to the fucking That's what made no sense. If he was just one of the Kangs, it's like okay, we can get a taste of how bad he's gonna be. But he was supposed to be that nigga.
Yeah.
So it was literally like it's like if I popped up as a villain.
Put it like this. Now this is we're playing here, yes. Right? Okay. That happens. He fucked up and got sucked into that fucking machine thing, right? He's not dead. He's just been sucked deeper into another realm. He eventually comes out, and he comes out now. He's older because in that realm, time works differently. That's why he's older, and that's why he's fucking completely lost it.
Mm.
Because so he had to sit there for X amount of years, basically seething over the fact is that I lost the fucking Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could work.
It
I
could.
like see. I guess
just
I'm
don't
a
think
little
it's
bit.
worth-
I'm from the old school. Like the show must go on.
Yeah, it's comic books. You know how many villains they can pick?
True.
There's
But
so many villains
no,
they can pick that are
but, like,
powerful and shit.
I'm not a big. Let's like, hey, let's pull the fucking ripcord and let's nope out of this character. It's like all you have to do is do good writing and you can make the character work. A good actor can make that character work. I'm not saying Jonathan Majors isn't a good actor, but I'm saying it's like a good actor, a good script, they can make the character work. It's just like you guys have to think higher. You know what I'm saying? It
Well,
can work.
They were confident in their script.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're having imposter syndrome now.
Yeah.
They're shooketh because
Shut up. Why?
they,
What's with the ifs?
I don't know why.
You texted me the other day with an if as well.
I texted you yesterday.
Yeah.
Because folks, I had an interview that I bombed greatly, and I was just like, man, I've never bombed an interview like that. I'm shooketh. And I texted that to Justin. So that's why he's like, why you keep bringing that up?
Yeah, what's the ifs?
But listen, I think just move on from Kang. I get what you're saying though, but because we got to move on. We have way more questions.
I know.
We're doing 15 minutes per question at this rate. We're in trouble.
Oh, baby.
But yeah, we'll see what they do. I don't think there's gonna be any immediate announcements, but I think comic book movies in general, that's a very tough genre to be in right now. It just happens to be unfortunate timing because right when they're increasing their diversity and inclusion, that's when the box office receipts are not there. And I don't think it's because of the quote unquote woke agenda that a lot of people in the conservative end of things think. I think it's much more, I think it's genuinely is superhero fatigue because we've gotten too many mediocre superhero movies and not enough inventive ones, especially Marvel got to this place where they're very, very picky about which director they let do their own thing.
Yeah.
And how long they let them do their own thing.
Honestly, they're starting to do DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming part of a machine. Ryan Coogler, first Black Panther, he got to do what he wanted to do. Taika Waititi, his first Thor, got to do what he wanted to do. But then the sequels is like, all right, you got to be in your own sandbox here, but now you need to incorporate these toys into your sandbox. And that's why everything felt so overstuffed. Yeah. Like with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Thor 4, I just don't know what the fuck that was. That was all over the fucking place. It's very weird how Marvel's gone about developing things. I think getting into the TV shit was a mistake.
I don't think it was a mistake. I think they should have spread out a lot of that content. They were trying to pump out way too much stuff, and then there's just like, oh, it's all connected. So you gotta watch this to watch that, to understand that. That was the problem.
Yeah, but like and we're gonna go to the next question in a second. But for me, doing the theatrical movies and then streaming television, it diluted the value of the theatrical releases.
Yeah. I feel
because if you're putting as much money into the TV shows as you are to the features, then okay, if you care just as much about your TV shows, I'm just gonna wait till everything's on the TV, so it's all under one thing. I don't have to go back and forth and shit. And also streaming has just been, if you're not Netflix, it's just been a uphill battle. Yeah, right there. Yeah. But next question, I believe this came from Twitter. They said, "What's up, guys? Happy holidays. Hope all is well with your families. Thanks again for the podcast, especially the theme song. Just wondering if you guys reviewed The Day After Tomorrow or Volcano. These two are my guilty pleasures. Thanks, your homie from Lake Charles, Louisiana." We've not done either one of those, surprisingly.
No.
And I've watched both of them not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, because there's like this app I have, and they have a 24/7 disasters movie channel. And so both of those movies have frequented that. I think we definitely need to do Volcano, Lluvia, if that's on the list. That's Don Cheadle, Tommy Lee Jones, and it's fucking nuts about a volcano in LA. But what was the other one? Day After Tomorrow, it's fine.
Yeah,
Dennis Quaid.
it's fine. I don't remember a Volcano.
Yeah. You don't remember Volcano?
No.
It came out around the same time. It came out the same year as Not This Peak.
Yeah, don't remember it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remembered it because I was like, this is weird as fuck. Okay, but yeah, we'll add them to the list. But I think Volcano will be a lot more fun. Day After Tomorrow is just like another disaster movie where you see New York get fucked up, and it's just it's kind of boring. The only good thing about Day After Tomorrow is it introduced me to Emmy Rossum. I was like, that's a cute white girl right there. All right. Next question from John on Patreon. Your picks for most slept on film of the year.
Du- 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 du. Rustin.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people didn't see that. And I think Rustin, and I think overall, I think people really, well, I mean, because it's kind of, a black movie. They cloned Tyrone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with They Clone Tyrone. I think that was a lot of black people watched it and then talked about it for a second, and then it's just a flash in the pan. And I think it was incredibly creative what they did. Um, and I hope that the writer director gets to tell more stories and stuff like that. Um, yeah, but for me, I would say maybe Dungeons and Dragons. I thought that was a very like palatable movie for folks that are not fans of the franchise. Incredibly charming.
Actually, I think Blue Beetle was actually a pretty fun movie. I actually kind of enjoyed that.
It was fun, but it's another superhero movie.
No, I know
Yeah.
it's a superhero movie, but it's also a DC movie,
Yeah.
and everybody, anything DC comes out, and and I think a lot of us do this.
Mhm.
We were just like, and we know it's gonna be trash,
Yeah.
but it actually wasn't. It wasn't bad. I actually found it very charming.
Okay. Yuvi in the chat asked Godzilla -1. I don't think Godzilla counts though. Godzilla was not slept on. Godzilla is the reason why I saw Godzilla -1 is because I had two friends at the same time, including John, who just asked this question, text me at the same time, being like, "Hey, you should watch Godzilla -1."
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh,"
And you
shit.
told me the same
I
thing.
was like, "Oh shit, okay." And then I watched it. I was like, "Damn, it's like a war movie with Godzilla. This is fucking crazy." It's mostly about PTSD. By the way, Godzilla -1, like I could tell how they did it, but better train sequence than fucking Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. And Tom Cruise really did that shit.
I mean, that's saying a lot because Mission Impossible, that was that movie slapped, baby.
You know what it is? I think with Mission Impossible, and we did our review on Patreon, folks, for Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think that they overexposed Tom Cruise doing his stunts.
Oh,
I think
before the movie.
like I think they did too many behind the scenes showing you how he's doing it versus like he does. We watch the movie, we see him do that shit. We're like, what the fuck? And then we find out, yeah, he really did that.
Yeah.
Because I think they just showed us too much. And so I'm watching the movie and I'm like, oh, he did this to be like, see, guys, see how impressive I am?
Yeah.
And especially given how Keanu's so low key about all the stunts he does with John Wick, and they came out the same year. I think that
No, wait, was Mission Impossible that came out during the strike?
yeah,
That's
summer.
That's why they did it. Because the way of promoting, promoting the movie.
Yeah, but they were doing that for the previous two ones too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's
when
true.
he was running,
And they had almost like those specials that they played
exactly.
on YouTube and stuff like. Yeah,
or Alamo and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, like they showed him a lot.
yeah, they should do that after the fact.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why you have a director's cut. Not direct. I mean, the DVD commentary and and all that kind of shit.
And in regards to your comment about Blue Beetle, Galen in the chat said George Lopez was hilarious in Blue Beetle.
Oh, absolutely.
And remember, folks, you can join us live and we're recording these episodes in the future at patreon.com/mediapop, where you get access to our Zoom recordings when we do these episodes before we release them to determine who gets to listen to them. Because sometimes we say some wild shit.
We're just like, oh yeah, that's got to go to Patreon.
Yep. All right, Lluvia, come on to ask the next question.
All right. Next question is from the No Country Show with JD. And Dave asks, why does Brandon hate on a perfectly decent Indiana Jones movie. Follow up with, why is he so comfortable being wrong?
Coming for you,
And
Brandon.
folks, that was not AI. That was our producer Lluvia asking that question.
Brandon's hot, guys.
I'm so high right now, dude. I feel like everyone's audio is fucked up. I don't know, man. My brain is on a different level right now.
I was like, I think you gotta
First
get
of
here and
all,
read this.
Listen, first of all, I don't hate. It was not a decent Indiana Jones.
Wait, which the last?
He's talking about the last one.
Yeah, I was.
This is Dave trolling me because he knows I hated the Indiana Jones 5. I thought it was incredibly boring. And you know me, Justin. I think it's sacrilege to take out your phone during a fucking movie.
Mhm.
I saw this at an AMC. It was all bets are off. It's not Alamo. So I was just like halfway through. I'm like, fuck it. What's going on with the weather? I'm so bored.
I mean, it was a long movie.
It was so boring. It looked expensive as fuck because they had to de-age the fuck out of Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all spent like $300 million on this? I know I said it $300. But $300 million on this? Come on. I'm not wrong. And I'm not comfortable being wrong. But I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'm not wrong about this. That movie sucked.
But you
that
know
movie
what?
was over budgeted.
I will say this about
They just killed off Shia LaBeouf. They're like, yeah, that nigga did. He went to the war.
Yeah. He died in Vietnam, right?
I don't know. They're just like, oh yeah, he went to war and died. There probably wasn't even a war at this time. he was in a war with himself. With that haircut. Looking like John Travolta from Greece.
You know what? I'll
monkeys
just
and
say
shit.
this. If it wasn't for the if you were a person that was comfortable with was not comfortable with being wrong, I don't know if we could do this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Being self-aware is also very important. At least to me.
And folks, you can listen to our whole review on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny or whatever the fuck it was called on Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn. I believe it's under our $5 tier if memory serves. So just listen to it there. You can get my whole spiel on why I thought that movie was fucking dog shit. It's just it was offensively bad. And that's the problem is like people like James Manigold, who did a fantastic job with like films like Ferrari versus Ford, Logan, shit like that. They wanted him to do for Logan what he did for Logan for Indiana Jones. And it didn't work. You got to stop getting these guys to try to replicate the magic of the first time they did.
Yeah.
Same with David Gordon Green. He did a fantastic job rebooting Halloween. It got a little messy, but then they're like, oh, but you can do the same thing for Exorcist. That shit was terrible. Like, stop giving these niggas these opportunities. Like, stop trying to chase after the thing that worked.
Well,
the first time.
that's the thing. So stop trying to chase a style, a look, a feel.
Yeah,
because it doesn't work.
I'm losing my mind with all these fucking. I feel like it's going to be a matter of time before we see a bunch of fucking Mattel movies coming out.
Oh, they're coming.
I know Barney's coming, and then they get 8-Ball, I think, or some shit.
No. There's another fucking movie that's coming.
Roly Poly.
Roly Poly?
I don't know.
No, it's not Trolls. It's one of those.
Is it that?
No.
Is it that bear nigga?
No,
Rumpelstiltskin or what was his name? Teddy Ruxpin.
It's not the Cabbage Patch Kids. It's another doll
Got it.
that they had. I can't remember exactly which one it was.
Teddy Ruxpin was creepy as hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, double D batteries.
Your friend is all I'd like to be.
Oh, Uvie in the chat just confirmed American Girl doll.
American Girl. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, you can do some stuff with that, but I really hope that y'all don't see on the trades. Screenwriter Brandon Collins is doing Hungry Hippo scripts. But, oh man.
All right, next question.
From Curtis on Patreon, they wrote,
Brandon, he's gonna read it.
Why can't I do it?
Because take a breather, man. Take a breather, baby. Go ahead, you.
You need a breather, Brandon, but it's okay. All right, our next question's from Curtis, our Patreon. What popcorn score would you give 2023's year of visual entertainment media as a whole?
That's tough. I think that's really tough because the strike was going on. So, we didn't get that much.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that we got, it seemed like they were just unloading their trash cans on us. But then we got a few good things. Which kind of, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think
I'm giving it a large.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, yeah, the strikes were shitty as fuck, but dude, we got Across the Spider-Verse. We got some of the best video games of my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're talking about like the entertainment industry, right?
Yeah.
I think podcasting's never been better. Music is booming, especially live entertainment. Well, I mean, no, this is visual, but like that's being translated to like successful movies like Taylor Swift shit.
Mm.
Beyonce's did okay. Like, I don't know, man. I thought like today, like I mean not today, but this year actually for entertainment was pretty solid. I think compared to what's coming, I think this is gonna look like the best years of our lives. Because of the strike, we're gonna be like it's gonna be so much repeat entertainment
No,
unless it's live.
you know what? I mean,
There's
you're making a good
there's no
point.
new shows, there's no new movies, unless it's gonna be a huge international boom, possibly,
Well, I mean,
which has already been kind of happening.
this year also saw the boom of fucking Tubi. Like Tubi went, went fucking nuts.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I know we do the Tubi like Wednesdays on Patreon stuff, and we do watch some crazy shit on Tubi, but I'm happy that it exists.
Yeah, because
It's a place for Black creatives primarily to
Mhm.
post their shit. It's fucking nuts. But everyone who's creative is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know, people were like shitting on Tubi, be like Jonathan Majors will be in a bunch of movies in about 2 years, which is probably true. But at least there'll be a platform for him to be able to do something with his career if he really loves acting and he does his work to rehabilitate himself and to make amends.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's people got to eat.
I'll give. So you know what? I'll upgrade it from the medium. I mean, the small. I was gonna give it to a medium.
Okay.
To a medium because the things that did come out of the studio were trash.
Oh yeah, big studio movies were pretty bad.
Yeah, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them were complete and utter trash.
Yeah.
But like we did get a lot of like good independent, like the smaller tier artists got to unleash their stuff and got to get a little play, which is actually definitely a plus.
Absolutely.
What you got, Lluvia?
All right. Our next question is from Patreon from Sid. Are there any upcoming films in 2024 that y'all are looking forward to seeing? I feel 2024 is going to be a nice reset year for films.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Just because one, I want to see Hugh Jackman did get a great send off as Logan in Logan, but there's an opportunity to see him as Wolverine. I'm gonna watch that shit.
Yeah. And it's also what about this movie made him want to come back?
Yeah, but I think it's also going to be a good barometer of where the comic book industry, like comic book movie genre, is going to go.
Mm.
I think that movie's going to make $1 billion, probably. But if it makes $1 billion just because it like had a lot of fun cameos, but ultimately the story sucked and it felt like a cash grab and soured people even more in the genre, then that's a problem. Now, if it's a return to form for Marvel, then maybe we're cooking here. But 2024, what else?
I'm kind of going down the list and I'm just like, and nothing is really jumping off the screen to me.
Because the Batman 2 is not coming out until 2025. I'm trying to think of what's definitely going to still come out. Dune 2, not really. Like I'm interested to see what happens, but I'm not hyped for it. And you being in the chat's asking is because of the strikes, absolutely. Hollywood being shut down for 6 months, even Beetlejuice 2, which was almost done. I think they had to come back after the strikes for 1 week of filming. And I'm mixed on that, Beetlejuice 2, just because I feel like it might be a little bit too much like Beetlejuice meets Wednesday. And we've already seen both of those. So I don't, but if Michael Keaton felt compelled to come back as Beetlejuice, because he's already got money, so it can't really be a cash grab. Unless you know something we don't. I don't know. Like maybe the script was good.
Okay, I got one movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I love the Planet of the Apes of the recent.
But this one takes place like 300 years after the previous one, right?
after three,
Yeah. It's like way in the future.
but Caesar's still alive.
No, Caesar died in the last one. Caesar died in the one with Woody Harrelson.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes, but this is 300 years after that one. So
Whoa.
no, like the main protagonist apparently doesn't even know who Caesar is.
Okay.
So I'm like, it's a complete reset, but in the same world. And so that's what makes me hesitant.
Yeah.
I think graphics wise, it's going to look phenomenal.
Yeah.
But in regards to story, that's where I'm like, ugh.
We got also Bad Boys 4. I'm like, I love me some Bad Boys.
I know, man.
I,
You know
I
the
just
thing-
don't. I just don't know after after the Will Smith thing how it's gonna go.
You know how you do this? You can't do it though. You can't. The only way that you can make this kind of like not feel weird with Bad Boys 4 is if Chris Rock secretly has a cameo in it. But that's never gonna happen. But that wouldn't that like break the wouldn't that like
It would.
wouldn't they heal so many wounds?
It would.
You know what I mean? Especially if it, like if it's Chris Rock cameoing and making a joke at Will's expense.
And he gets to slap him in the movie. He has to slap him in the movie.
Or do something that
He had no. He has to slap him in the
Mhm.
face.
I mean,
in the movie. That would make
I
it
think-
okay.
I think based on what we've seen in their interviews, I think both of them have too big of egos to do that. But that would heal so many wounds.
Okay. All right. We also got A Quiet Place Day 1. I'm interested.
I'm interested in the cast. Is Lupita Nyong'o and that Joseph Quinn from the last season of Stranger Things,
Mhm.
who looks like on the show, like he had like that was a great performance. I forgot what the character's name, but he was like the best thing about the last season.
Mm.
Even though I quite liked the last season of Stranger Things, but have you seen him without like the crazy 80s rock hair and shit?
No.
When he's just like, set up like fashion, like by a GQ costume designer.
No.
He looks fucking hot, dude. He's gonna be the next big thing. No, I'm not even like joking.
He looks hot.
No, it's like the kid that plays Steve with the hair and shit.
Yeah.
It's like that, but this kid's a better actor, I think. So I think he's gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, listen, a lot of people come out of nowhere.
Yeah, man.
Like that. I'm not saying he's not going to be,
But
you know,
you know what? I actually am excited for that too, because it's very rare for some fucking reason. Well, we all know the reason that Lupita Nyong'o, like after winning an Oscar, I think she's only had like maybe a handful of really big budget, like in person roles.
Mhm.
It's always behind a fucking CGI
Yeah.
creature or some shit, So I am excited because of that. All right, Lluvia, next question. She reminded us that Legend of the White Dragon is coming out in 2024, the Jason David Frank movie.
I'm sorry.
We can't do it. We can't do it. Maybe we'll watch it and determine if we can do a review on it, but
What,
I do-
and be nice?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to force it. If we can't be nice, if we can't be authentic, I don't want to do it. Because I also don't want to like be,
Oh, hold on. I'm also looking towards Beverly Hills Cop 4.
oh yeah, I'm surprised you haven't brought it up at all
Yeah.
since the trailer came out. You didn't even text about it.
Huh?
You didn't even text about it. It was weird.
Well, listen, my son is named after the character.
I know. It's so crazy. But man, Eddie Murphy, isn't he like almost 65?
No, I don't think he's 60 yet.
Are you sure?
Oh, let's look him up.
Yeah.
Look him up.
But
We got a
either way,
smart
he
machine
looks
in
great.
front of us.
You have 3 smart machines in front of you. Justin has a fucking triple monitor, folks, in front of him. It's so weird.
Oh, he's 62.
He's 62. He looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I watched that Candy Cane Lane though movie.
Oh, not good. I just did the rant on it.
Jesus Christ.
The rant's gonna be
Oh.
dropping next week on Thursday.
Okay. At first I didn't hear rats, and then I was like, ew, Justin. Never mind. You said, but Candy Cane Lane, man, oof. I wanted to like it. And I was just like, I don't know what went wrong, but something bad happened here.
I'll tell you what went wrong. They they were trying too hard. They were trying too hard.
Am I right in remembering that the plot is really just he got laid off and he's trying to win that Christmas light show, but then it becomes like this weird magical Christmas thing.
Yes.
And then he's going to be turned into a miniature. Like it took a left
It's an
turn.
ornament.
it took a left turn immediately.
Like
I thought it was gonna be like some weird, like, all right, I guess this is the movie. And then
I don't want to just say, hey, I'm just gonna completely just like you don't have to listen to a rant anymore because I'm gonna say what I gotta say here.
well, I just was confirming what the plot was. I'm like,
but
wait, did it do
I'll
this?
just say this: it would have been better if they played it more like a horror film, but had some comedy elements in it.
Yeah.
They really took it in the wrong direction. It was too ridiculous for where the movie was actually going.
Yeah.
If they
It
played it
felt
a
like
little
two different
straighter,
movies.
yeah, if they played it a little straighter, it actually could have been pretty good.
Maybe, man.
No, if they played up the horror element of it, but I mean that's a whole nother conversation. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah. Chris Reb was creepy in that too.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
All right, next question is from Darren on Patreon. I might have brought this up at last year's recap, but with the way the studios are so quickly putting their movies onto streaming services, it really feels like they're training us to not bother watching their movies in the theater unless it's a big budget tentpole event film. Every time I see someone talk about a film they really liked on social media, someone always says, "Where's it streaming?" in the comments. Like the idea of a movie playing in the theater doesn't even occur to people anymore. I saw The Holdovers, enjoyed it in the theaters, and it was put on video on demand 3 weeks later. I was gonna see Saltburn in theaters, but then they announced it'll be on Prime less than a month after it came out. If I owned stock in theaters, I'd be pissed at the studios right now. If a movie like Good Will Hunting or Fargo came out today, it'd probably throw it onto streaming and quickly forgotten. It's not enough for a movie to be good to get a decent run in the theaters anymore. It has to be an exceptional must-see event, which usually means sequels, prequels, reboots, MCU, DCU, or horror films. Any movie that isn't that gets treated like an afterthought. So, what do you guys think? Am I just an old man ranting, or is streaming starting to make movies feel more disposable like it did music? Also, apologize for this long ass Scorsese like rant.
Well, shout out to Darren, first of all.
Darren Patterson, what's
Yeah.
up, brother?
Who also bought some stuff from the wish list, which is nice.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, don't watch Saltburn. It's god awful and disgusting. There's some. If I made you watch Saltburn, Justin, you would probably quit the podcast.
Yeah, nothing to make.
Well,
me quit, man.
you wouldn't quit the
I
podcast,
ain't
but
got
you
nothing else.
you
to
would
do.
you would be questioning whether or not you stay with the podcast. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Every roundtable I've done with a like creative exec or had a production at a studio the past few months because of this group I'm part of, there's always a question: what separates theatrical from streaming in regards to priority for your production company or studios? And people struggle to answer it.
Yeah,
like everything is easily, I don't want to say disposable, but you can easily put it on the streamer versus like putting the money in for a theatrical release.
Yeah.
And it sucks to hear that as like a creative, as a writer that wants to see their movie on a theater screen. Like that's the big thing. And to know that it might just get regulated to Netflix after I get to go to a premiere in a movie theater.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, unless it is like an epic. But that's not even saying that it's going to end up on the theater for long, much to what Darren was saying. It's really hard to say.
Yeah, I just don't want us to go where going to movie theaters like vintage. You know what I mean? Where like that's like the cool old thing you used to do, and it's like I don't want that for cinema.
Well, you know what, and not even just for cinema, just for us as people. I think that as a whole, as a society, we're moving more insular and we're moving away from other people.
Yep.
It's just like having those, times where we actually do spend time with other people, where we sit, as a collective and watching something. There's something behind that, the live aspect of, comedy or just, music and stuff like that. It takes everything and it kicks it up a notch. It makes it so much better. And when you're sitting at home and you could be distracted on your phone, you could, go back and, pause it and go, grab, like it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So like, or even just the fact that there is no live TV anymore, it's kind of taken that aspect away of, hey, you had to be there. Or like, hey, sit down, pay attention, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. All that is just like, no, I'll just watch it again tomorrow, or I'll watch it again 5 minutes from now.
Now, UV in the chat said like Wally, like we're all becoming like Wally. But that gives a point. Pixar, Disney's actually re-releasing Turning Red, Soul, and I think Luca in the theaters the first 3 months of the coming year.
Yeah.
Which I think these studios that are not Netflix and Apple are going to try to recalibrate audiences' expectations of what goes on the streamer.
Yeah.
And what should be theatrical, what should be like valued as theatrical, because that's where all the money is for everybody. But I was listening to a podcast today called The Town, and it sounds like these studios are terrified of making the hard decision, which would be to kill their streaming platform. But it's better for business.
Yeah.
Their streaming platforms are just money pits.
Yeah.
And
100%.
They're like, Netflix beat everybody. It's over. The streaming wars are over by a mile. Once WB and Disney are about they're licensing back to Netflix, which they vow not to do when they start their platforms. That makes no sense. And then give you a reminder in the chat, Paramount's talks with merging with WB. I listened to this podcast. The guy on there argued that that shouldn't happen. He said they're both losing. Like, he's like, just -1 + 1 = 0. Like, you're not improving. So I don't know. It's very scary to know that the industry is just not what it was when I was growing up in regards to just a movie going experience. Like I said, like I get nostalgia for an experience I had in the movie theater. When did Endgame come out? 3 years ago?
Yeah. 2019 or 18?
That shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like I'm nostalgic for that moment. Like, and I worry that that's one of the few last times I'm going to be like old and be like, oh yeah, last time I felt good in the movie theater, what the community experience was Endgame. That's weird.
And you know what? And as a performer, it's taken the luster out of the whole thing. You know,
you mean as an actor?
No, as a performer, because it's not just about acting either, because everything is affected by this, because it's it's a trickle down effect. You know what I'm saying? Every the movie industry affects everything else because it is the big money maker. So it's really kind of it's siphoning out everywhere.
Yeah.
So like it's really just like the people who were able to to make it and survived or thrived in old Hollywood. It's just like they didn't realize it was the end of an era.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is, old Hollywood is only about 5 years ago. Nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean, just the medium's changed so much, and everyone was chasing after Netflix, and they got egg on their face now.
Yep, they got played. You played yourself.
But I mean, that is really tough. Like, because how would you, as a big studio, let's say Paramount Plus is over. No, I'll go with easier one. Peacock. I just paid $19.99 for a year of Peacock. NBC Universal determines Peacock, we're just fucking losing money. Like, and they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars. We got to close Peacock down. Do I get any of that money back? Nope. But then now I'm a mad customer. And now I'm going to have like negative thoughts anytime I see anything Universal NBC related.
No, all they're going to do is
as a viewer,
they're going to run Peacock until the end of the year. And then it's done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's very few psychopaths that booked like 10 years of Peacock.
Well, yeah, if you did that, sorry, bro.
So
this is a hell of a deal. Peacock, you can have my money for the next 20 years. You're not going anywhere.
That's weird. That was weird. All right, Lluvia, next question.
All right, next question is from CeeLo on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think Coyote versus Acme will live up to the rumored hype if brought and released from WB?
All right, and folks, if you're wondering what this is about, so essentially Warner Brothers, which notoriously canceled the Batgirl movie, did so with Coyote versus Acme, which starred John Cena, and I believe it's going to be about the Coyote suing Acme because none of their dynamites should ever work against the Roadrunner. Funny concept. Funny premise. The creatives, the uproar caused Warner Brothers to announce that they were going to allow the creatives to try to sell Caillou versus Acme to another studio or streamer. So far, no one's taken a bite. I think the movie's probably good, but not good enough to either pay Warner Brothers close to the 70 mil that they spent on the budget, not including what they would have to do to market it. I think it's just like, hey, it'd be cool if someone picked it up, but we're not going to.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just if it's undeniable, then someone would have picked it up. Apple or Netflix, someone would have picked it up. I think it's crazy that Warner Bros. Is like, hey, take our IP, once on our platform. So it sounds like this just feels nasty, man. I can't imagine being a writer, a creative, a director, even an actor who works years on a project, really happy with it. It tests well. You think it's going to come out in theaters, and then your studio is just like, not only is it not coming out, but it's never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, we're gonna burn
That's
it.
crazy.
Which is, I think another part of it is the fact is it's like the rights, right? So if they make this movie and they sell it to somebody else, there has to be something in there where it's like, yeah, you can have this movie, but if it's successful, stuff like that, we still own the rights to do whatever we want, as far as sequels and things like that. So buying this movie doesn't necessarily make another, streamer company or whatever. It doesn't give them the rights to then use that indefinitely or go further with it. So it may just not be worth it for somebody to buy it, considering the fact is that essentially all of the proceeds are going back to WB,
Yeah, I think for me, I also think about what about the people that aren't getting paid because it's not getting a theatrical release. I mean, obviously, some of the actors probably have some kind of percentage of the box office take, so they're taking the L. But I'm thinking about the graphic, the visual effects and stuff like that. I imagine that probably whoever did the visual effects in this movie, they had a contract with WB where they got paid up front or something. But that Marvel book, dude, I read, there's some VFXs, production houses that their money from the project comes from the box office. So they're betting, like, sometimes like the people like running those designer companies, they'll bet that the movie will be successful because they want to get the bid for the animation.
Yeah.
And so they'll be like, oh, we'll just don't pay us now. We'll take some of the box office in hopes that it's going to be a hit. And then you do graphic design, which was Academy Award winning for The Life of Pi, where you had that fucking terrifying looking tiger on a boat. The people that won an Oscar during that night, they were talking about how they were going bankrupt. Because, you know what I mean? Because you're rolling the dice and thinking, hoping that a movie's going to be successful that you're working on.
Yeah.
And then you get fucked. Or you get paid like the bare minimum to then budget with your team that are killing themselves to get these effects out.
Yeah.
Now, WB, that's a different beast than Marvel, the stuff we've heard about that. But those are also things I think about now too, that I have the knowledge. I'm like, I got to think about that. Like, those are people you don't hear about.
Yeah. That's wild.
It's this industry is fucking nuts. The deeper you get into it, it smells like shit. But yeah, I guess I'm a pig because I want to roll around in it.
So UV on the next series of questions, we'll just do one at a time and then we'll answer them and you just drop the next one.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, our next 5 questions are going to be from Erica on Patreon. The first one is
shotgun questions.
Will you guys ever do another episode with both of your wives?
Because we did indecent exposure. No, indecent proposal.
Yeah, I mean, there was some indecent exposure though.
What?
That's a Freudian slip. I'm just joking. There was no nudity when we recorded that episode. I don't see why not.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Paul is a little bit more microphone shy than Tati is.
No, I think it is just how we, making that work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the scheduling of that is
okay.
is going to be a little rough. But I mean, when we lived up the block from each other, it's a lot easier to make that happen.
Yeah, but it was also weird. That was a weird movie. Like I've been hoping that we would do something a little bit more
lighthearted.
Yeah, I guess that's the one because we're like doing a movie about not only about a divorce, like a divorcing couple, infidelity, money's involved. Like, and they were like, "Hey, Brandon and Justin, would y'all fuck?" like a man to get this money for us? And we were like, yeah. It's like a weird.
I'll do anything for the sex.
So yes, we're definitely open to doing an episode with our wives. Just got to figure out the right one and logistically just figure that out as well.
Yeah, and the guys, if you're wondering about that episode, that's an indecent proposal, not indecent exposure. I was just thinking about what I was actually, collared for a few years back. What? No, I'm playing. All right, Uvia, what we got next?
Next question is, has anyone told Justin that he looks like the singer Joe?
You know, it's funny. So my sister, she's worked in the industry. She's a hairdresser. She's done movies, videos. There's like fashion shows and all that stuff like that. And she worked a lot in the music industry in like the 90s for like a lot of the main big stars. And she was like, Joe, and I've seen him in concert, and I will attest to this. He has a fantastic voice.
Yeah.
He's amazing live.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Where
And
he
she
got
was
that
just
velvet
like,
voice from.
and I remember my sister saying, "Is just like, Joe's voice is like one of the best out there, and he probably would have went a lot farther if he wasn't ugly." So I don't know how to take that.
Oh, I was like, where's the story going? Is Justin
Yeah.
trying to say he sings really well?
No. So I don't know how to take
I'm looking
that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't see it. When you came in today, you had this winter coat on. I said you look like Ray J if you were part of Jagged Edge. But I honestly, and I've seen him in person. I joked about this at the beginning of the show. You look like Omar Epps.
Oh yeah,
Just darker.
I've
Like actually having seen him, even like your height, like well, I'm also bad at rating height apparently.
Yeah.
But for what I saw, you two are very similar. Folks, if you're like not sure what I'm talking about, I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was what 6'7" or some shit.
she's like 6'5". I'm like, what?
You're like 5'11".
Yeah, I've gotten Omar Epps since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It is what it is, you know.
yeah.
But
But I'll take it. I don't take offense to it.
next question, Uvia.
Next question. How did Brandon find out about his internship in California? Does he regret doing it in the light of the writer's strike?
How did I find out? I actually was down here recording. I just recorded an AFCA roundtable for the last season of Blackish with Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross. And it was a really important moment for me because I finally got to tell a creative person that they had a profound impact on me. And I've always been gun shy about that. I've been around like Chris Rock, and I even saw Donald Glover today, and I was like, I could talk to him, but I'm not going to. And this is the first time I was like, I'm going to tell these people how much they had an impact on my life. And I got to tell them that the episode, I think it's season 3, it was the Obama election episode. And I got to tell them that because of their chemistry and because of their writing on that episode and Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross's delivery of that dialogue, they were able to articulate the fear that I had in myself about when Obama got elected and just Black people's fear of what might happen.
Oh yeah,
to
we're
him.
all just like, they're gonna shoot this
exactly. And I was like, and that was powerful to me because for a long time, especially in situations like that, I've struggled to articulate my anxiety and my fear because I don't want to sound over dramatic or like, someone that's jinxing shit and stuff like that. And I got to tell them that. And then I got off the call. I was like, man, I really did that. That was dope. And then my phone took a call from LA. And then that's when, they said I got into the program. And that freaks me out because I knew there was a good chance I might get it. But I knew if that happens, I have to change my whole life within a month. I had to quit my job. I had to prepare to move to LA. I had to prepare to be paying to live in LA and New York. I had to prepare to be away from my wife for about 6 months. But do I regret it with the strike? No.
Probably a little bittersweet.
It's bittersweet, absolutely, because the timing just wasn't great. There's some things in the program that didn't happen that were supposed to happen, but that would have probably set me up for a better place if the strike hadn't happened. But there's already things in motion that, if the strike hadn't happened, that might have put me in a different direction where I'd be now career-wise. But everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that. And my Rolodex is insane.
Mm.
It's just about me figuring out how I want to utilize it.
Yeah.
And
How you
because
maximize that.
I'm gonna have 1 or 2 shots with the people my Rolodex. And folks, when I say I have a Rolodex, I've told Justin offline some of the people I have contact info now for. And so I would never give that back for anything. I had incredible mentors from the studio. Malcolm D. Lee was a phenomenal mentor. And even despite, our mixed feelings of some of his previous work, getting to hear him and his process working on the Best Man series and how he came up with that story, how he wrote those characters, and getting linked up with his team of Black Mill Productions, I don't regret anything. There's things I would know now that I wish I'd known then, but you don't know what you don't know. And I've given myself a lot of grace, the past few months in just coming to terms with I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't even make an educated decision about certain things.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with what I wrote there. I'm happy with the experience I have. I'm happy with the network I created. And I'm working on a lot of stuff that I can actually send to people now. And I have the confidence to send to people now, because before that, only fans of this show knew that I wrote stuff.
Yeah, true.
Even my wife didn't read the script that I submitted for the program. She had no idea. She's like, "The fuck? What'd you even send to them?" I was like, "Yeah, I've had the script. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wrote it. I don't know." But yeah, I appreciate the question, Eric.
Next question. Are you guys open to do more themed podcast months? For example, Will Smith movies.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see why not. Probably won't start with Will Smith.
Yeah, dude.
'Cause I know how Brandon feels.
God
I'm not scared of it.
Well, I'm not scared of it. It's tough because
I know, because you have mixed feelings about it because of how everything went down.
like even dude, did you watch that Chris Rock Kevin Hart thing on Netflix?
No.
So Kevin Hart referenced it. Kevin Hart and Chappelle referenced the slap a few times in that documentary.
Mm.
Chris never talks about it in that documentary. I don't know if it's because he was like, save all this for when I do my special, but this came out like almost a year after the special came out.
Mm.
Right. And so for me, I'm like, I think he's still really hurt about that.
Understandable.
Like that's fucked up because
he doesn't want to give it power.
Yeah, because people in the document, his brother talks about it. They're like, he did all this work and to get emasculated like that.
Well, and then it's the fact,
and then they still made him do the award. They didn't stop the show. They're like, if Seinfeld got slapped, it would be all kinds of graphics and shit. Like, we'll be right back in a jiffy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, I think
it's hard for me to. That's why the Will Smith stuff is.
And it's like, he's Chris Rock, and then like you have people who just know him as the guy who got slapped by Will Smith.
Yeah.
Which is, it basically that's taken over, the bulk of a very not promising, a fantastic career.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this is like, he's a guy who got slapped. Like it's not fair to him.
No.
Yeah. And everything he's done.
Yeah. What is crazy though about Will Smith, and Lluvia will answer your question for the chat, which is which theme will we pick? To Will Smith though, everybody loves a comeback. And we talked earlier about Bad Boys 4.
Mm.
Everybody loves a comeback story. And it just hurts me as a lifelong fan, but there's so many celebrities that have had comebacks that have done far worse shit.
100%. 100%.
Far worse.
100%.
And we actually know kind of the source of why Will Smith lost his mind, because Jada's always doing the interview. So we're just reminded of why he went crazy.
Yeah.
Right. It sucks to be a Will Smith fan these days, and to an extent Chris Rock, because I don't think he is special, handled the situation the best either. But I think both of them, with time, will figure it out. We'll find a way to make the fans feel whole again in supporting both of them.
Oh, and that's another thing that's been thrown around: Will Smith coming into Marvel and being a big bad, which would be interesting.
I can see if there's a Hail Mary, if I'm Kevin Feige and there's a Hail Mary I want to make, it's not the worst. I just don't think like I said, I just don't think the King character is working.
Yeah, no.
But if you were to throw a Hail Mary
and you get Will Smith, which I think that's far more attainable than
I think
fucking Denzel.
I think Will Smith is open to doing Marvel shit if he wasn't before.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See, if you got Will Smith as Kang, yo, Let's go.
That's I think. Ooh, you made a really good point. I think Will Smith and even like someone like The Rock, those are attainable talents right now.
Yeah.
Because The Rock got a little bruised up with the whole, Black Adam. I'm not going back to Fast and Furious, and then he ended up showing up because you're like, he needs a hit. I can see that,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man.
No.
I also don't care anymore. I think there's way worse shit that happened this year. Where I'm like, I care more about that now. Like, I don't know. I think I'm getting to my point in my life where I'm like,
Yeah, this it doesn't have the same weight.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. And to UV in the chat, yeah, Will Smith did the
Hancock.
Suicide Squad as well as Hancock.
Yeah, Suicide. Yeah,
Hancock was great. I enjoyed Hancock.
Yep.
That's an older film at this point.
Yeah, it wasn't bad until we got to that weird ass twist with Charlize Theron, and then I was like,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But like Jason Bateman and him had good chemistry. I mean,
Yeah.
Will Smith has good chemistry with everybody except for his wife and Chris Rock's face, apparently.
Oh man.
Next question, Yuvia.
Yeah. Also, what theme would we pick?
Oh yeah. I don't know. We haven't done Nicolas Cage yet, right? I don't think we've done a Nicolas Cage.
No. We've done it. But yeah,
We haven't done it.
We haven't done it, and we talked about it, but we just haven't pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a decent one. I think Robin Williams one would be pretty good.
Oh yeah, Robin Williams.
Eddie Murphy one would be good. Because he's had some stinkers too. So
yeah.
We've never done Dreamgirls too, so we could balance it with good and bad there.
Hey girl, wanna rock with Jimmy early?
He should have won that Oscar.
Yep.
Fuck. I mean, Adam Arkin is also great, but he should have won that year. It's fucking crazy.
Jimmy won't mow. Jimmy won't mow. Jimmy won't read. Jimmy won't steak. Jimmy won't piece of your chocolate cake.
My favorite one is when he's singing the R&B song, the thrusting, and it's in front of all the white people. He's like, all the white people are walking and shit. Jamie Foxx is like, God damn it, I told him not to do. Actually, Jamie Foxx one wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx has some crazy movies,
especially in the early
90s. Oh boy.
To that point, we could do like Eddie Griffin. We can get into the weird. We could do like the black dudes that were of the moment.
Oh,
those are a bunch of months.
Yeah.
It's like Cat Williams, Eddie Griffin, Kevin Hart.
No, I wouldn't. You can't say Kevin Hart because Kevin Hart is very
true.
Yeah. Very still in the moment.
You know what it is too, real quick? The standards for black creatives compared to their white counterparts it's getting crazy. It's already bad, but like I just thought about the Kevin Hart, like, when he tweeted some jokes about if his son were gay and stuff like that, and like he got pulled from hosting the Oscars and shit, and then like people were like kind of abandoned him for a little bit, and I'm like, people have said way worse shit before and after that have gotten past this.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I thought about the Jonathan Majors thing, and people point out, they're like, yeah, that's cool, but why did Ezra Miller keep his job?
Well, but that's
because he hasn't gotten convicted of anything, right?
Well, but that's Louis C.K. as well. UV in chat. But
Louis C.K. just was very inappropriate and abusive.
Yeah, he was inappropriate, but still, I mean, it's still.
It's bad. It's bad, but it's not like there were no criminal charges made or anything.
But this is the thing, and like I was talking to somebody about this, like like after the whole thing came out, and they were just saying like that they just don't agree with him, like like this, they're trying to take everything he's worked for, and such. I'm like, yes, but at the same time, as a black man in the business, you already know. You already know that if you fuck up, it's over, and you need to watch the company that you keep.
That's kind of what he was saying in that weird ass audio. And folks, I don't know if you've heard the Jonathan Majors tape, but it sounds like an egotistical actor who was a black man who knows how much clout he has and how much of an impact he has, but is going about it the right way. Because clearly he was in a toxic relationship.
Yeah,
but he also was saying some wild shit to that young lady.
Yeah.
He was like, you need to be, because he was essentially like, you got drunk and then you brought over a friend and now you fucking on my night. So that's not the plan. It got weird. It was
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, we say it about rappers, all the time. It's like, yo, you go, you work so hard to get out of the hood, and now you're that dude. Why are you going? You don't go back and hang out with those same people because good things don't happen.
yeah,
You know
but a
what I'm
lot of that is survivor's remorse
Yes, and I get that,
and guilt and stuff.
but but that's how people end up getting killed, or they end up, in jail.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
of
saying?
course, yeah.
Because not everybody has your best interests in mind.
Yeah.
That being said, like my friend said to me about it, he was just like, personally, I look at Jonathan Majors as a guy who's like more of like a nerdy guy, a nerdy black guy who's super talented. And then all of a sudden, he started being recognized for all of his talent. And then he started getting, he had the possibility to get women that he's never had before. And then he started picking the wrong ones. And I'm just like, and that's why you have to have good people around
Yeah.
you. You have to have good people around you, and you also just have to think ahead before you make your moves. You can't think with your dick. You can't think you can't think just, what sounds good right now,
Yeah.
because we don't get a second chance. And Jonathan
do not.
Majors, as much as, like, yeah, I'm not saying he's right for anything that happened. Like, whatever happened, it was what happened. You know what I'm saying? And he's reaping the consequences of that. But he's not going to get it. I'm not going to say he's not going to get, but he may never get that Robert Downey Jr. Redemption story.
No, he's like it's gonna be like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Like Chris Brown found his niche audience after the situation with Rihanna. He says that he got the help. We've seen various outbursts from here and there. It is what it is. But Jonathan Majors will come back. He'll have some opportunities. It's not going to be at the Marvel tens of millions of dollars that he was probably going to get.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be at that level no more.
Yeah.
But he started out in the indie world. He's going back to it.
Yeah.
So
shame.
Yeah, it's a shame.
All right.
Hopefully he grows from that experience and he works on healing and making right by the people he hurt.
What you got, Lluvia?
Next and final question from Erica.
Ooh.
In your opinion, what's the craziest episode of the podcast? Personally, my favorite is Last Holiday.
Interesting, because Last Holiday has since become a controversial episode.
Yeah,
we re-released it and got quite a few angry, I guess, new fans that hadn't heard that episode.
Yeah,
and wow. Well, thank you, Erica, for all the questions and also shouting out your favorite episode of the podcast. That's one of my favorite episodes, for sure. Actually, I have you talk, Justin. I have the ones that I like starred, so I'm gonna look them up real quick.
I don't know, because obviously Good Burger is one it's one of those episodes because it's just so wild. But Last Holiday is definitely one of the up and quit my job.
Yeah, you lost your mind on that. Oh, okay. Yeah, Black and White. Oh, the Mike Tyson shit. I mean, that whole movie was fucking nuts. And then like us just trying to make sense of it and like playing scenes like with Elijah Wood and that one crazy white girl's like, I just want a black dick everywhere. We're just like, what is going? And then that's before we get to the Mike Tyson saying, if you don't like somebody, just kill him.
You don't like him, just kill him. Just kill him.
Yeah.
Because if you can't be nice to somebody every single day, you might as well just kill him. I was like, what?
Yeah, that Black and White episode was fucking hilarious. And then that's where Cracker Barrel came from.
Yeah.
That was a banger. That was a good one. Either that or what's the one where we introduced a Demolition Man, where I introduced the Jay-Z impression.
Oh God.
It's just
baby in the bathtub.
He thought bath water.
Oh yeah, bath water. Yeah.
Oh. All right. What do we have next, Lluvia? I think we have a few more things.
Lluvia says our craziest episode is Ghostbusters.
Oof,
that's another controversial.
Yeah, that's the one behind the paywall. That was crazy because that was like 15 minutes in, and I realized this nigga hadn't seen the movie.
No, it was deeper in before we realized he hadn't seen the movie. It was like a half hour in.
Yeah, that was like a huge plot twist.
Yeah.
It was like, So what did you think of the movie? Oh, I didn't see the movie. And we were like, what?
I remember like my eyes widened and I looked at you. I'm just like, I feel like in that moment we were having a conversation
Yes.
without saying a word. Just the eyes, I'm just like, nigga, this nigga, he ain't even see the movie.
Yeah.
Why is he here right now?
That doesn't happen anymore, folks. But surprisingly, I mean, that happened like one or two more times after that, where we were like, did you see the movie? And the
Oh
person's
no, I
like,
didn't get a chance to watch it.
there was one dude I booked, I think his name was Tail Robinson. I think we did higher learning with him. And I remember he came into the studio, it was at WeWork, and we were about to record. I'm like, so what'd you think of the movie? He's like, oh, I was supposed to watch the movie. I was just like, whatever, what you just you're gonna imagine it, nigga? What are you want me to do? What are you doing here? Anyways, but Lluvia, what else do we have on the agenda?
Okay, so what is the best films and TV of 2023? And 5 for each of you.
Okay. All right. So best films and TV for 2023. For me, not in any order. Leo. I love fucking
It was
Leo.
really cute.
It's
And it was really funny.
yeah.
It was surprisingly pretty awesome.
No, like I love that movie. Like to the point where like I will watch it on my own. And like Jackson came out one day and it's like late at night. He went to bed. He's just and I was watching Leo. He's just like, you like watching Leo, Daddy? I said, yes, I do like this movie. The Killers of Flower Moon.
Okay.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed that one. Across the Spider-Verse. It was just such a solid film. A Mutant Mayhem. And actually, I'm putting Air on there.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. You know, the movie about, the making of
The J
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do TV first. For me, The Bear season 2 is phenomenal television. Two of my favorite episodes, Honeydew, and one of my favorite episodes of all time in television, Forks. Um, that whole season's phenomenal, but particularly those two episodes really stand out to me. I know a lot of people talk about the Fishes episode, which I think Jamie Lee Curtis did a better performance in that than she did the one that she got an Oscar for. I get that they're different mediums, one's television, one's film, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah, that's the best television of the year.
I can't give you television. You know, I don't typically if I watch television, this is like after the fact.
Yeah, it's
Everything
tough.
streaming is tough.
It's been tough to watch TV because like the TV that I have watched here and there has been terrible. Like Secret Invasion, first episode was pretty solid, and then it shit the bed immediately. So much so I haven't watched Loki season 2, and I love Loki season 1.
Kind of Peter's old.
Oh shit! And this is what's fucked up about. I'm hoping that I'll find a new life in Netflix. Warrior season 3,
Oh yeah.
fucking amazing. Like
No.
the shit that it's been building up to for 3 seasons, it finally came to a head, and it was fucking brutal. It wasn't. I thought it was gonna be way darker. It was still dark, but I thought it was gonna be darker. I thought one of them was gonna die. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but it leaves the story open for a conclusion. So I'm hoping Netflix gives him one more season. I think they can definitely wrap up a lot
Netflix picked it up?
for distribution.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah. So hopefully it finds a new life, and I think it could.
Oh,
So-
I think so.
Those are some of the best fight scenes of all time.
Oh, 100%.
So I think it definitely could find our life and hopefully get a 4th season.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once Cobra Kai, if they can time it right where it comes out right before or after Cobra Kai's last season, and then people are like done with Cobra Kai and like, all right, what's next? And they're like, there's this show that was also created by Bruce Lee that's got even better fights and shit. Because I think the thing with Cobra Kai is it showed young people fighting, but it actually looked good.
yeah.
Like some of those fight scenes in Cobra Kai are better than some you see in movies.
Yeah. Listen, I'll
Which
just
is
say
ridiculous.
this. You're going to be hard pressed to find better fight scenes than what you find in Warrior. And I'm talking about John Wick included.
Yep.
Actually, I would put Warrior against almost any martial arts film that's been made in the last 10 years. And it's like, and you tell me if it doesn't beat it, it doesn't rival it. And I'm talking about like neck and neck. That's how close it is.
That's fair. It's fair. I got to shout out Poker Face
Yes.
on Peacock. Phenomenal show. If you like murder mysteries, fucking phenomenal. Uvie in the chat reminded what she said, Gem B, which I haven't seen yet. Heard good things. But Last of Us, fantastic, and gave us something a little bit new, especially for the folks that played the game.
Mm.
That's what I really appreciate about that. Gave more context about things. Jury Duty, I gotta shout out Jury Duty. That shit made me and Tati laugh so fucking hard. Have you watched Jury Duty? No, dude, it's on Freebie. So fucking funny. It's about this dude he's on jury duty and it's being recorded for like the jury duty experience, but everyone around him, including the judge, are actors. So and like, dude, like crazy things happen to him, and he's just like, what? And everyone's an actor, so they're all just it's so crazy.
He's just rolling.
And he's a genuinely nice guy, so it works out because they could have got so fucking crazy. They could have got stuff where they couldn't even have a show based on what they were doing to that guy.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then James Marsden's in it. It's so funny, dude. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
And then also on Freebie is a show called Primo. Really funny. Shay Serrano, who I'm gonna try to go on the show. He was the creator with Michael Schur from Parks and Rec and Office. Really, really funny show. And really sweet as well. And then for last TV, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I would say Squid Games. That was a communal experience I have with my friends recently, and it was so much fun binging that show with them.
Is it over yet?
Yeah, it's fucking that show was crazy. That's crazy, and it's palatable because it's not like in subtitles and stuff. As American people, just it's like the show, but obviously people don't die, and it's fucking nuts, dude. And then there's people that you're like, oh, you go. Like, and then it happens, and you can't stop laughing because you're just like, that's the game. But they would be dead in real life. If it was I can't believe you said Leo, man. You really liked it that much.
Yeah, I love Leo. I'm not like there's no lies there.
Okay. I'm looking at the 2023 lists. I really enjoyed Theater Camp. Love that. I thought it was slept on. Oh, that was a slept on movie, especially as a theater kid. Thought that was fucking spot on with that experience. Turtles Mutant Mayhem, really love that. Let's see. What else? What dramas that Rustin, really enjoyed that. Color Purple is fucking phenomenal.
And the Rustin, I just didn't put it on my list. And I had actually Rustin and they clone Tyrone, but I'm like, those are underrated.
Yep.
Yeah.
They clone Tyrone's really good. The Holdovers, I love the Holdovers. I'm trying to think of other like Oscar-y movies. Oh, the one I just gave you to watch. About the one I let you.
Yeah.
What's it called though? Shit. I'm blanking on the title. It's so good.
The
Zone of
Zone of Interest.
The Zone of Interest. Fantastic movie. Creepy as hell about a Nazi family that lives in like the high life during the Holocaust. It's fucking chilling.
Is it a TV show or a movie?
It's a movie.
Okay.
That's a movie. And then last but definitely not least, because it's my favorite movie of 2023, Across the Spider-Verse. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
So that's top of the list for me. American Fiction's really good too, but Across the Spider-Verse, anyone asks me what's your favorite movie this year, it's Across the Spider-Verse. I've watched that movie, especially now it's on Netflix, like once a week now at this point.
Yep.
All right. Let's wrap up this bad boy, Lluvia. What's next?
All right, final question. Hopes for the podcast in 2024.
Hopes. We wishing and hoping and praying.
I got a hope.
What's that?
Initially would be for us to take the show to at least one other place outside of New York for a live show. But honestly, folks, I want the show to get to a place where this could be almost a full-time job. I think between the movie news episodes we're going to be bringing back, I think, people really seem to really enjoy our take on movies, our shared life experiences, things like that. It'd be really cool to be able to do this 2 to 3 times a week. And that's like kind of our primary job. Just talking movies, having friends on, because that would allow us to have more guests on and stuff because we'd have the bandwidth and the schedule would open up more. And we like doing this. So this would be cool to be almost like a full-time job. So patreon.com/media popcorn is how you can make that hope come true for old Brandon Collins over here. Did I say Brandon? I meant Eddie. Remember, folks, this is Eddie Collins.
Just so
If
one of
you
my
want-
hopes for the new year is that Eddie Collins falls out of a fucking a window, a skyscraper window, and I never hear that name ever again.
This isn't Fight Club. I'm not gonna get rid of my other personality.
Yeah, I would say that just having cool guests. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I love a good guest.
Mhm.
I also like talking to people from like, that I guess different walks of life that we typically, wouldn't cross all the time. So I think that's just cool. Booking a good guest is always great.
Yep. Lluvia in the chat says, I love booking those guests too. Yep. Except when they don't show up, right, Lluvia? It doesn't really happen too much, but it's happening. It's happened like once or twice this year, I think.
Yeah.
But that's the life of a podcaster, folks. Thank you as always for your support. Hope you enjoyed the Charlie Brown episode before this. Hope you enjoyed our answers to your questions. And you can continue asking us questions, right, Justin? Because we have a voicemail at
347-508-0978.
or you can email us at mediumpod@gmail.com. We'll answer your questions, comments, concerns.
And guys,
on
and
that
actually, what could actually help us is if you guys think that, like, hey, I think that you guys should be doing this. Something that that maybe we don't even think about. If you want to give us a suggestion, we'd love to hear it. You can leave it as a voicemail, or to actually for something like that. That which would greatly affect the show. Shoot us an email. Give us just what you think and how you think that we can propel ourselves to the next level.
Yep. Also, send us movie review suggestions. That's our producer UVS request. So hit us up on social media at Medium P Podcast and all social media platforms, including TikTok. We're on there now. Or you can email us again at mediumpod@gmail.com. As always, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on X and Threads and Instagram, all that shit. TikTok. I don't even do tech. I just watch videos on TikTok. I don't post them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything on TikTok? I know you have a page, but
No,
you got nothing. All right. Well, how can people follow you, Justin?
Guys, I'm Jay Brown. Did it on all of the socials, so that's how you can find me.
We still don't know what he did.
You know what I did?
Do I?
You do.
All right, everybody. Wishing you a happy new year. Thank you so much, as always, for support in 2023. And again, patreon.com/media popcorn. You want to support the show, you want to help us kick off the new year on a good foot, sign up for patreon.com/media popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk to y'all soon.
Indeed.